They want you eliminated for reasons of their own. The amount is modest, but there is a reward to be claimed upon the confirmation of your death.
That's great, except I have no intention of contributing to your retirement fund.
Damn, it got him. Hello everyone, welcome back to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. We played a bit of Requiem last night, and oh boy, we saw some things in that game. And now we are ready to finish this game. I think I'm gonna leave the grenade launcher for now, or the mine launcher. The mine thrower, I don't think we need those for now at the moment. Maybe later if we run out of ammo. Let's see, we have 29 handgun bullets, 22 shotgun shells. Is there anything we need, like health? Oh, you know what? I got the perfect use for the mine thrower. We can use it on the zombies. Yeah, we can use that to take them out very quickly. Oh, there's the freaking insects. How far are they? Because I know the bomb is next to the exit, I believe. You think we can get past them? So we can blow them up using the bomb and we don't have to spend any ammo on them? Let's see. Come on! Ah, we only took out one? Really? That's it? I guess it's time for the mine thrower. Damn, I was hoping to take out both of them. How close is he? Let's see. Come on. Damn, it's just screwing up on all fronts. But at least they're clear now. Let's see if the zombies are here so we can take them out with the mine thrower. Here's the system disc. It is not the MO disc, it is a system disc. Dead factory. There we go. Damn, look at those explosive zombies. Look at that. Let's hit another one. Damn, we're out of bullets. No problem. Damn, look at him trying to rush like a badass. Now he has no arms. So that is it for the zombies. They do not respawn in this section. So we are clear in this room. We don't have to worry about them coming back. Let's gather up the green herbs before we go down there. We should probably use one since we did, even though it's fine, we probably took a bit of damage. You know what, now let's go put the mine thrower back. We've got about an hour left of this game, so it shouldn't be too long before we finish it. So let's put this back. Because depending on what we encounter over there, it's near the cesspool, it's going to be either the shotgun that we use, or we might have to come back for the grenade launcher, but the mine thrower itself is not going to be all that useful. Let's put this over here. Put this over here. I want to see, can we mess with this right now or not? With the steam room. There we go. This controls the power for the safety system. It's set to standby mode. Will you push the switch? Yes. Alright, there we go. We got power again. Now we can open that door. That puzzle looks more complicated than it is. You really just have to try the switches in order. There you go. We're done with that. We need a car key for this one to go down the elevator. How are you all doing today? Yesterday was pretty good. I've won our golf bets 2 weeks in a row, and it looks like it's gonna be the third. Xander Shoffley is at the top of the board in second place, but we've got him surrounded with Ludwig in first, Cam Young in third after him, Straka after him, and then Victor Hovland after him, so, and Justin Thomas. So we got guides on all sides ready to pounce on Shoffley. Plus, since I bet those guys early and got some great prices for them, I'm gonna hedge Shoffley a bit, so either way we make some money this weekend, probably, unless something goes seriously wrong. I don't think we can we use the disc right now? See, I'm wondering if I should take like a health item or not. Oh no, never mind. We have the green herb over there. I forgot we have the actual green herb inside the room. Boys, it's nice to actually be winning bets for a change instead of losing them. Plus, the golf tournaments have been pretty good too. Like the one last week, which I expected to be a complete disaster, actually turned out pretty well, and the one before that. So I think we can use the disc now, but we can't open the door. Oh no, we can't use the disc right now. I think we gotta get inside there. So we need the water sample, which is for one of Resident Evil's most infamous puzzles. Even though it's actually far simpler than it looks more complicated than it actually is. When you first see that puzzle, you have no idea what the hell you're doing, but then once you realize the trick behind it, it's actually pretty simple. It's pretty easy. God damn! It had to be these fucking guys. It had to be these assholes. Really? Just grab them with the barrel. Kill them all in one shot. Let's go. Come on, you guys, come down here. Got a surprise for you. Damn, look at that. They won't be bothering anyone else, except for this one. Alright, so we took some damage, but we cleared all of them. And we got some shotgun shells. Nice. The water pollution control device has stopped functioning. It displays an error message. It is filled with a nasty smelling liquid. Yeah, look at all the bodies in there. All the disposal stuff they've been throwing in there. You cannot get any closer than this. Don't even try to go down there. Man, the Dead Factory has so much atmosphere, right? It has so much atmosphere and so much aura and cool little details. And then we had it exchanged for the frickin' Nest 2 and RE3 remake, which absolutely sucks. That thing is bland as hell. God damn! Get off her. Damn slugs. Yeah, that thing is bland as hell. It's just a carbon copy pretty much of a Nest from a RE2 remake, except not quite as interesting because you don't have Burke in there or any of the stuff that, you know, actually makes Nest interesting. It's just a random generic modern lab. So like, what a disappointment. What a huge downgrade from what we used to have. Hopefully they restore it in that model, though I don't know how they plan to do so. This is one person working on the mod, but hopefully he gets it done. Security manual. Security the plant. Since this plant is a facility under the disguise of a deserted factory, civilians will sometimes enter. If this should occur, do not hesitate to shoot them. Damn. If they choose to surrender, arrest and then transfer them to the laboratory as new guinea pigs, you will be rewarded. Maintenance of the device. This entire plant is controlled by an epidemic prevention system. When contamination is detected in the treatment room or decomposed specimen pool, the plant will automatically be locked down for isolation. In that case, you must follow the manual to unlock it. If the contamination is over the limit, the whole system will automatically lock down. Then you must remain in the plant and wait for subsequent orders. Those who leave the facility without permission will suffer extreme consequences. Of course, now there's no one left to enforce those consequences, so you can go wherever you want. I'm pretty sure the staff here that didn't mutate just left. Because why would you stay here? There's no one left to actually enforce those rules. Let's use the green herb. So we gotta get a clear water sample so we can enter that door upstairs. Oh boy, oh hell yeah, gunpowder B. We can finally make the enhanced shells, even though it's probably too late to make use of them, but whatever. So let's go deposit them upstairs. Actually, I think we can use the item right now. Oh, we got gunpowder. Never mind, we do have more space. Look at this. Experiment related notes. Watch for the portion with no wave when adjusting the data. That's a clue. You gotta measure the size and shape of the lines. It's not anything else. It's not the beeping. It's not anything else. You gotta measure the size and shape of the lines. Ultraviolet rays are applied to the water. There we go. Now we got this card key. Will you take the facility key? Yes. Now we can go get a special treasure from below the elevator upstairs. The plastic card is radiating. It seems to show some kind of code pattern. Let's go take this upstairs. Because I want to see if we can finally get some enhanced shotgun shells. Since we don't need more than like 12 freeze rounds for Nemesis, we can use the others for enhanced shotgun shells. Where is the reloading tool? We're gonna grab that one. Let's see if we can finally get it. Let's combine these. Here we go. Will you create the enhanced ammo? Yes. Excellent. SG Shell E. Shotgun Shell E. 12 gauge shot shells added with powerful powder created with the reloading tool. Look at that. They look gorgeous. Used for Benelli M3S. Yeah, so you can obviously use those on the regular. I mean, on the special shotgun that you get, the T2 shotgun. So what you would do normally is you would keep both, and then you would use one shotgun with the regular shells that you find, and then everything else you would just make enhanced shotgun shells. So there you go. Let's make some more, and then we'll save the last ones to make freeze rounds for Nemesis. We're not going to need a lot of ammo for the final boss because they're going to give us something very powerful to deal with him. So we don't actually need a lot of ammo for him. Let's combine this. Yes, to create that enhanced ammo. Hell yeah, there we go. We got 16. That should last us the whole game. Let's put back the reloading tool. Might as well create the freeze rounds now. Just so we have them here. Alright, gunpowder C. And where's the extra grenade rounds? Here they are. Let's convert those and that'll be it. There we go. Hell yeah. 6 freeze rounds. So we're gonna put those in the box until it's time to use them against Nemesis. Because we're gonna use freeze rounds for the boss in his first phase. And then for the last boss, for the final boss, we'll use Magnum rounds if we can find them. Because I think there's a clip before. Yeah, we got 6 and we got 7. I think there's a clip right before him, so we'll use Magnum rounds for him. Oh yeah, gotta put something back. What should we put back? You know, let's put back the should we do the regular shotguns? Yeah, let's put back the regular shotgun shells and then let's put back the system disc since we don't need that right now. And that'll let us pick up the regular gunpowders and also the first aid spray down below. Okay, now here we go. We gotta put the water sample in. A device to check the water quality. Water sample seems to be required. Here you go. That had me so confused when I first played this game and saw that puzzle. I didn't know what the hell to do. I had to look it up. I don't think I'd gotten the strategy guide yet, so I had to completely look that up on the internet. But yeah, it's really easy once you realize it. All you gotta do is just match the image up top. So you just gotta line the 3 lines below so that you stack them like Lego blocks, you know, and then that's how you get the one upstairs. And it even shows you how it's stacked, you see? So you saw the middle there had 3 portions of the blocks, so okay, so you gotta keep moving this left until you get enough let's see, you need enough to cover the whole spectrum of blocks. I think that one might be correct. Let's go back. God damn it. Move it back. Now let's go to the bottom one. Let's see what that does. Oh, that is all sorts of wrong. Oh, I see, cause we gotta adjust A. There we go. I think that's correct because you can't have um you can't have anything between those two blocks in the middle. So I think that one's correct. Now let's see. We need one solitary block over here. I think that one's correct. Now let's go down to the bottom one. I think that might be it. Let's see. Okay, so what do we have wrong? Okay, so there's too many blocks in the second portion. The middle one's correct. Let's mess with the bottom one some more. Let's try that one. Oh, wait a minute. Let's move it a little to the left. Yeah, basically the goal is to match the picture and have it match the one at the bottom. The only issue is aligning the blocks so that you actually get the right image. See, I think that's let's see. I think this one should probably be correct. So I think that one we better leave it alone. Okay, now let's go to the bottom one. Yeah, because that one has the space in the middle, so that's the only way you can ensure that you don't have any other blocks up top. So I think that one's correct. So we gotta move this one then. And make sure we only have one block over here. Yeah, I think this is correct. Now the only one should be the last one. Let's see. Okay, so that's gonna stack. We're gonna have two. I think this one might be it. The thing is, you want to leave only one block in the middle. Let's try that one. Ah, damn, we almost had it. I think the only way you can adjust is C, because if you try to do the others, you're gonna run out of you're either gonna run out of space, or you're not gonna have there's gonna be too many blocks on the lines. Because the important thing is to always leave that middle space empty. Let's try that one. Damn, we almost had it again. I don't know if it's the red or the yellow one that we have to adjust. It's one of those that's causing the blocks to stack on top of each other. The funny thing is, I think I got that like I think I got that from on my second try the first time I did it. Does it reset? Let's see. Okay, so it does reset back to its original position. I hope. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it does reset. Alright, we've been going left. Let's try going right instead. No, I don't think that's correct because that portion next to the middle needs to be empty. I wonder is this random or not? Like, does it have a combination that you can look up, or is it completely random depending on? Let's see, depending on the different amount of blocks. Trying to think what. Okay, I think the top one is correct because you. Oh no, it's not correct because we have to move it so that there's no space in between. You know what, let's leave that one for now. Let's go back to the second one. Yeah, let's try going right again since we did all those left that it didn't really work. Okay, so those are supposed to stack. Oh, that was a complete mess. That's not even anywhere close to being right. That is not anywhere close to being correct. So we do have to adjust the top one. We can only leave one block. Okay, so the middle is empty now. Okay, so the middle's empty. Now let's adjust the second one. Move to the left, or should we try going right again? Let's try going right again. Okay, so now we got that one. That one should stack. Emphasis on should. So now we gotta move the blue one. I think that might be correct, right? Let's try it. God damn it, we almost had it, almost. Almost doesn't count. I think the responsible one is C, right? Could it really be as simple as just moving it one to the right? There you go. Thank God. We finally have that clear water sample. Yeah, it can get confusing. You basically have to you know, just to look at how the blocks stack. The difficulty is you can't overstack them, or you kept getting the same result we did, where the lines were too big or they were too thick or whatever. So basically, you just it's almost like designing a little graph in your mind. You gotta keep track of all the different blocks. Like I said, it's like Legos. It looks more complicated than it is. You know, when you first see that puzzle, a lot of people have no idea what the hell you're actually doing. You think maybe it's the beeping or you don't know, some random combination. It's just you just gotta stack them together like they're Lego blocks. And I think there's several different combinations. I think there's 4 of them. Let me look that up. Resident Evil 3 water puzzle. Apparently that is so heavily searched on Google that it automatically shows up in their search results. Isn't that funny? Everyone has problems with that puzzle. But yeah, looking at it here, and there's an entire block spot just for Resident Evil puzzles. So looking at this one for 3, yeah, there's 4 samples. Not samples, there's 4 different solutions that you can get, and then depending on each one has to be different. So maybe the last time when we did it for the first time on was it PS3 or did I play it on PS2? No, I think I played it on the PC, on the laptop. When we did it that time, I think we might have gotten one of the easy ones. That's why I only did it in like 2 shots, because we got maybe like the easiest one where you just have to stack them really high, and so it's easy to determine which ones you have to move. So I think we might have just gotten one of the easier solutions last time, and that's why we had a much easier time with it last time. This one made it seem a little complicated. Okay, so we're gonna face Nemesis now. So I think we're gonna let's grab the actually, we should probably go on upstairs and get use this key first, so that we don't have to bother with it. But let's load the grenade launcher just in case. I hope the insects didn't respawn, but if they did, we're just gonna use the shotgun shells from them. These. Let's take a green herb too, just in case. We have more than enough health for Nemesis. So yeah, that puzzle I'm sure frustrated a lot of people when they were young, but it's really just a matter of stacking the blocks. Like I said, you have to envision it like a Lego set in your mind, pretty much stacking each block on top of each other over and over again until you get the right combination. Like you could draw it out, but that would just take way too much time. Oh shit, they're back. Here we go. Alright, shotgun time. Now we use the good ones. There you go. Get out of here, fleas. Look at that. You don't really notice much difference against them because they're just such tough bastards, but it does work a lot exceptionally well on zombies. When we open the door upstairs to head to the emergency passage, there's gonna be a hallway full of zombies. That's the perfect time to demonstrate it, how powerful the shotgun is. Of course, you could also use it against Nemesis, but that's kind of a waste. That's what we have the freeze rounds for. Let's use this disc. Get rid of it. Oh, we can't. Alright then, let's go over here first. Go over to the elevator and retrieve what's down there. The fight with Nemesis is really simple. You really just have to target the valves and they'll release the acid that kind of burns them away. If you can't get them close, that's when you use the grenade rounds. And the freeze rounds work perfectly. Oh damn, we can't go down here because we need the car key. Never mind then. We need the car key for that elevator there. So we can't go down there anyway. So you know what, let's store this and instead we're gonna take the 3-pack. We're gonna take the there you go. The 3 first aid sprays. That should be more than enough. Yeah, I think we're set. I think we got everything we need. I think 3 first aid sprays should be more than enough. Yeah, let's risk it. Whatever. Actually, you know what? Let me go save just in case something goes wrong. I don't know if there's any glitches or stuff like that with this port, but just in case something goes wrong. I don't want to repeat that whole water segment all over again, so let's just save. That way we're all set. And we're gonna save over this one, the machinery room. Let's put this away. Now we can go down there. Yeah, I think 3 should be more than enough. I don't think we use more than 2 during the fight. And we only got like 25 minutes left at the most, so it shouldn't be too tough. Here we go. Boss time.
You're still wandering around.
Nikolai? So, you want to get out of here alone? Is that your plan?
I made certain none of the other supervisors survived. Since I'll be the only one who knows what really happened, I'll have more bargaining power when it comes to discussing my bonus.
Then why kill me? I'm not on their payroll.
repay what you eliminated for reasons of their own. The amount is modest, but there is a reward to be claimed upon the confirmation of your death.
That's great. Except I have no intention of contributing to your retirement fund.
Damn, it got him. I like this death much better for Nikolai. Even though it's great to blast him out of the sky with the helicopter, I like this death much better. Some people thought it was like one of the insects that got him, but no, that's Nemesis that's up there. Look at that, see? It's him who's up there in the second floor. It's not one of the insects, it's Nemesis. Please insert the system disk to unlock. A large size refrigerator. There are claw marks that indicate that something tried to crack it open from inside. So I guess there's some unknown monster inside there that we never see. We never find out what it is. What do you mean you can't use the system disk? Pixel perfect. Here we go. Poor Nikolai, huh? He tried to be an ultimate bastard and got got. Good for Nemesis killing that jackass.
Proceeding with operation in the treatment room. Please evacuate immediately.
So you only have 4 minutes, which looks like a short amount of time, but it's more than enough to deal with him. Here he is in the trash pit. He looks way more disgusting without his shirt on. Or his jacket, whatever, his coat. Funny thing, he's not that big, isn't he? Compared to like a regular size human, he's not like the regular tyrants that are pretty big. He's actually more like just slightly above human size. And he's super slow now. He can still whip you across the floor though. That's something he can still do. But his repertoire of moves is pretty much limited to whipping you now, so. Oh, he saw me do it, so of course he backs off. Yeah, if he sees you do it, you kinda have to wait until he's within range and then activate this. Because if he sees you do it, he'll just back off. God damn. Damn, that one it didn't even touch him because he stood out of the way of the stream. So you know what, let's just do the old-fashioned freeze rounds. Let's give him some enhanced shotgun shells just for flavor. Let's see if I can get him. There we go. Look at that. He's got no head now. Oh no, he still has his head. It's the arm that's missing. Sometimes he'll fall and he'll actually be wandering around without his head. Showing that I guess their nervous system is kind of decentralized so they can operate without a head. Headless Nemesis chasing you around, which I find kind of funny. Damn it, yo, reload the freaking gun. What are you doing? There you go. He's done. Just a smoldering ruin now. Alright, let's get that card. There you go. Should we even use that, or should we just use the green herb upstairs? Let's just use the green one. And now we gotta get out of there because it's gonna dump everything in the wash. And that stinking purifying pool, that umbrella completely overused. This is also one thing I liked about this game compared to the Nemesis, the other one. Over there he just mutates almost for like no reason halfway. Here you can tell the reason he mutated is because he fell in that pit. If he doesn't fall in there, it's pretty much over for Nemesis. So a lot of people miss the fact that he mutated because he fell in there, not because he was starting to mutate automatically. He was dead as a doornail, and then he fell in there and the pool kind of revitalized him, but it also turned him into like a more generic monster. Oh, we got zombies. Here you go. Perfect time to test the shotgun. Look at that. Look at how powerful that thing is. 3 in a row. Look at that. That thing rocks. That's why I want to play the game with I want to play the game with the enhanced rounds available from much earlier. That way we can use them against the other enemies. But like I say, you really have to confront Nemesis from the very beginning and fight him like 5 times so we can then get all the stuff. We're gonna put the grenade launcher away. We don't need it for now anymore. We used up all the freeze rounds against Nemesis. Let's put this away for now. I'm gonna take out our green herb. Let's use the key card. Yeah, over there it just seemed like he mutated into Dog Nemesis halfway for no reason, just because he was on fire. Here it's actually much more streamlined. He doesn't really mutate, he just lets loose his coat and then starts striking you with the tentacles. But other than that, he doesn't really mutate until the very end. That's because he falls in the pit, which is a good explanation. Over there it pretty much has no explanation. It's just he just mutates out of nowhere into a giant ass dog, which just looks completely goofy, especially the way he runs around the buildings in circles chasing Joe. That just looks stupid. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dog Nemesis. Dog Nemesis sucks. It's awful. There we go. Look at that. Frickin' rocket launcher with 4 shots. That's literally all we need. Yep, there's nothing more. That's literally all we need to take care of Nemesis in his final form. But we can take some more ammo just in case we run out. But that's really all you need, especially since we don't shoot down Nikolai here. We don't need to raise the rocket, because the way you shoot him down is you either shoot 6 magnum rounds, which is a waste of ammo, or you just shoot 1 rocket and blow him out of the sky with the helicopter. So we don't need that right now. So you know what we are gonna do? We're gonna make a ton of flame rounds. Just gonna make a ton of flame rounds and use those against Nemesis, in addition to the magnum in case we need it. Like I say, you really don't. There you go. Combine them. Give me the other ones. I assume they're in here, unless we use them all. Give me the magnum. So we no longer need a handgun. We can get rid of this and this. Yeah, I think we might have used them. Yeah, I think we might have used the flame rounds on the courtyard fight against Nemesis. Oh, we got a special, we got another first aid kit, so we can use that special box to stack them. Let's grab these too, because he can poison you. We're gonna save. I think there's more ammo along the way. Like shotgun shells and stuff like that. We don't really need it, but I think there is more ammo along the way. So now we can put away the ink ribbons forever, where we are done with them. Put this away. Let's stack these. That special box, there you go. Now we have 2 and 2, we can grab one more. Here we go, the other herb. Actually, I'm wondering if should we combine the other one? Yeah, let's put it over here for now. Let's combine this one and one blue herb. There you go. Now we're gonna put this one back. Where did we put it? It was somewhere around here. Here it is. Because we're going to use up the key card. That'll free up some space, and then we'll use the remaining shotgun shells over here. Then we can get rid of the shotgun forever. We don't need it anymore. Jill's just taking her sweet ass time to get over here, right? See, here's the zombies. You no longer need this card key. Yes, discard it. Here you go. We can get rid of these guys forever now. Yep, that is it for the that is it for the shotgun. We no longer need it. Like I said, you do get more ammo for it, but we got magnum shells. We got, oh yeah, we gotta switch it for the grenade launcher. I almost forgot that part. We gotta switch it for the grenade launcher. That definitely would have been bad if we went into battle without the actual grenade launcher and just had the shells. We would have had to rely completely on the magnum and the rocket launcher, which probably would have been enough, but it's easier to actually just have some extra firepower. And these we can combine. There you go. I think we're all set. That's all we need. We got tons of health. We got tons of firepower. I think that's all we need. Now, obviously, since we killed Nikolai here through Nemesis, he is not going to show up at the end. I mean, Barry is not going to show up at the end to rescue us. So, Carlos will have to take care of that.
Jill, where are you? If you can hear this transmission, respond immediately.
I'm here. What's up?
I got us a ride. The chopper engines are running and ready to go.
On my way.
Alright, there you go.
It's about to become ground zero. Hurry up! And don't forget to take that device with you.
What does it do?
That device tracks the distance of the approaching missile. Make sure you bring it with you. Now listen to me. Don't give up. We're both gonna survive this. Just get over here!
Do we really need that? Because we gotta hurry up either way. So do we really... Are we gonna be wasting time enough that we actually need to keep track of where the missile is? Like, we gotta hurry up regardless. I don't think that's really necessary. There you go. There's the magnum bullets. I knew there was one somewhere. Alright, so let's go down.
Missile attack confirmed. Warning. Missile attack confirmed. Emergency level D. All personnel evacuate immediately.
How many seconds do you have? So is that like 47,000 or something like that? I guess it's 47,000 seconds. What would that even be? These guys are, I'm pretty sure they're dead. I don't think they're actually alive. Oh, wait a second, are they? Well, you know what? They're not about to be. Because we're gonna use up our last bit of shotgun ammo. Where's the reloading tool? We're gonna use up our last bit of shotgun ammo on these guys. That is not what I'm looking for. Here it is. There you go. Now we can put this here. Oh yeah, you can tell they're alive because there's no blood underneath them. They're not moving. But you can still see the shadows, so that's how you know they're alive. Oh, it's just one? That was more of them. Oh, you got that guy over here. Okay, so I think they're all dead. Oh, there's a personnel file. Incinerator manual. The incinerator plant is one of the facilities that burns the disposable items which are sent from the laboratory. The incinerator burns the waste materials that cannot be decomposed as the treatment room. It also supplies electricity to the facility by a thermal power electricity generator. Part of the electricity generator is stored in the big battery installed in the facility's underground area. The electricity is used as an auxiliary power source. The auxiliary power circuit will be activated once the 3 auxiliary circuit units are properly placed in their sockets. In case the circuits are not connected automatically, a person can connect them manually to activate the system. I don't think I've ever read that file more than once. If that, I usually skip it because I don't notice that it's there. So they're basically telling you can operate the batteries manually. You don't have to actually wait and for them to do it automatically. You can do it on your own. Alright, here we go. See, you can see here there's a bunch of shotgun shells, but we don't need that. We are already plenty loaded with ammo. We don't need any of that stuff. This also got me when I first got to this area. Look at all the tyrants over here. You see the Mr. X's? That's where the helicopter went to drop off the rest of them to fight against the US Special Forces who are trying to take control of the situation. Classified photo file. In my opinion, I feel that it's too early to use this Paracelsus sword in actual fighting. However, in order to acquire the G-Virus that Umbrella has developed, there will be a great help to us. Apparently that was a famous philosopher and alchemist with a huge long ass name. I think he's got like 4 parts to his name. You should definitely look him up. But looking him up will give you no clue on what he actually has to do with, you know, with rail cannons or bioweapons or anything in this game. He's just, I think they just saw a random name of a medieval philosopher and thought he looked cool. But he's got nothing to do with railguns or weapons development. The power of the rail cannon is satisfactory, but please note that it is still having a few remaining problems. Technology Division Colonel Franklin Hart. Yeah, it's stationary, it can't move, so even though it can kill them pretty easily, you pretty much gotta lure them into them. You pretty much have to lure enemies into its way. So it's of limited use. You can see here it kinda killed, I guess it kinda killed this tyrant. Look at that. This is one of Umbrella's deadly bioweapons. I guess he tried to mutate to fight them off and he still ended up getting smacked down.
Checking system.
I also like this final sequence better than the one in Remake.
Checking battery. Warning. There is not enough power to activate the system.
Look at the Mr. X crushed beneath the rail cannon. You can see it by his bald head. That's how you know it's him. Yeah, I like this better than the sequence in the remake because the remake is just absolutely ridiculous. You've got like a giant building-sized Nemesis. It looks like that tree in the Thing video game, except way bigger. And I think they kind of exaggerated it a little bit too much, you know? He was fine the way he was here. See, here you go. He's mutated into something new. And he's backwards too. It almost looks like his head is on backwards. Now he sounds like a wildcat. Look at that. I guess he still has some intelligence since he's pursuing Jill. I guess. Let's blast him with the rocket. Yep, look at that. He can poison you easily. That toxic waste don't play around. God damn it. Where's number 2? Battery 2. Here it is. Come on, Joe, push that battery. Oh, he's on top of us. He can also spit acid from there, so you gotta be careful. There we go.
Rail cannon has been activated. Executing quick charge program. Preparing to fire.
Also, it makes sense. It makes much more sense the way the rail cannon is here than to have Jill firing that large thing that looks like it came from Metal Gear Rex, and somehow it cracks the hard surface floor of the lab or the testing arena, but it doesn't break every bone in Jill's body like it should, according to people online. So that's pretty goofy. The fact that she operates this huge ass rail cannon and it's just somehow she's unharmed. Yeah, he's just full of toxic waste at this point. All the toxic waste he absorbed from the pit. Okay, so he cleared a path, so now you have to lure him into there. The fire actually works pretty well, but that's what we have the rocket launcher for also, to deal with him quickly, because he retreats after a certain amount of damage is done. Isn't it convenient how the cannon will keep firing until he gets in the line of sight, and then only once it's fired on him does it overheat and has to cool down. So he's gonna go over there, eat the tyrant for energy, I guess. Here we go. He's done for. Look at that. I gotta give him credit though. This actually...
System overheating. Entering cooldown mode.
This actually was a pretty effective bioweapon Umbrella developed. Maybe they should have just devoted themselves just purely to just that and just developed the whole line of Nemesis instead of wasting time and money on any other efforts, because that one seemed to be the best one they produced. Besides the one in in RE The Umbrella Chronicles at the very end in Russia. That one was only a prototype, so it never went into mass production. But that one was basically as intelligent as a regular human soldier and could handle weapons. But in terms of overall ferocity and, you know, ability to withstand damage and being hard to kill, Nemesis seems to be the best one they ever produced. So they should have just done more Nemesis instead of wasting time on all those other monsters. They could have made a fortune. He's still alive, even after all that. Well, we gotta finish him off. The Prima strategy guide that I got actually screams at you to finish him off, regardless of how much time is left. They even said there could be like 5 seconds left and you should still finish off the monster. Or 6 seconds. But you have more than enough time. How convenient that Magnum was just lying there in a dead soldier's hand.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
There's her classic line. Her signature line. You want stars? I'll give you stars. Which of course they mangled in the remake by having her say it at a point in the game where Nemesis is chasing you to a very enclosed, thin subway tunnel, and so maintenance tunnel in the subway, and so he ends up smacking her in the back of the head midway while she's saying that line. It's just all sorts of stupid. So Nemesis is done. He's over. Finito. Yeah, she tries to say the line, and 90% of the time he just smacks you in the back of the head, or hits you from behind and hits you in the back, and it just completely sends her to the ground and ruins the whole moment. There's so many things wrong with that game. Like, if this game had never been made, it would have been a decent DLC game for Resident Evil after the remake of 2, but the fact that this exists automatically puts that game in one of the lower tiers, if not the lowest. Like, it's not the worst game they've ever made, but it's definitely not one of the good ones, and certainly not one of the best ones. It's just ass in certain respects, especially compared to the original. Why are you yelling? We're only like 12 feet away? There's our man Carlos though. He came through with a helicopter. I wonder who he had to talk to get that. I guess one of the supervisors gave it to him, since they're not getting out of there.
All right then, we're out of here.
Oh no.
It's here.
Here comes the nuke, which is no longer a nuke in the new
Go.
continuity. See, that's very clearly a nuclear weapon, and it completely blows apart, see, the city. So they changed it. So I guess the new one does kind of take place in the remake 2 continuity, even though that it just makes a mess.
That's it. I've had it. This time they've gone too far.
It's funny how casually she says that. I've had it. This time they've gone too far. Really? You don't say, Joe.
And now we have a rather unfortunate turn of events. It seems that the President and the Federal Council have passed judgment over the civilians of Raccoon City. The President and Federal Council have ruled that the Bacillus Terminate operation is the best course of action for this extreme situation, and have since executed. Based on that fact, Raccoon City has been literally wiped off the map. Current reports have the death toll surpassing the 100,000 mark. Our hearts go out to those poor civilians of Raccoon City.
The Raccoon City. There's still translation there, even at the very end of the game. Little translation error. Yeah, so they killed 100,000 basically. That is why some people say it's kind of surprising that a small city would only have 100,000 people in it. You'd think it'd have been like 500,000 or something. Obviously they expanded it in the new version. It's no longer just a small midwestern town. It's a pretty large, almost metropolis-like city, from what little we see of it in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Yeah, so I guess Requiem takes place in like a mixture of the old continuity and the new continuity, because here with the old one, there's no way the city would survive. Everything got blown to hell. But then in the new one, they only launched a missile that took out all the life forms. See, look at that. There's the nuke wiping out the RPD. So I guess Capcom sees it almost as like a blend of the old and the new. So some of the events happen like they did in the old version, but then other stuff happened in the new one, like Raccoon City getting hit only by like an anti-biological material missile instead of a plain nuke. That's why the director of this game was so confused on Twitter. He was like, I don't know how this is possible. I had the city wiped from the face of the earth. Like there's just supposed to be a canyon there. So that was weird that they changed that. I think they just wanted to go back to then have an excuse to go back to Raccoon City. You know, to go full circle and take Leon back to where he started. I think they just were determined to do it no matter what, no matter how little sense it made. So that's that. I always like this ending theme, but the remake actually does it even better in some respects. Like it took me a while to adjust to it, but even though the game is janky and kind of crap, the music itself is still pretty good. Like the Nemesis theme at the end when you're fighting him in the final boss battle, and see, there you go. There's nothing left of it. It's just a canyon, just a wasteland. So Capcom screwed up again with their own continuity. But yeah, the music is actually a pretty decent. Time 7 hours 35 minutes 40 seconds. Number of saves 16. Grade E. Damn, we got a horrible grade. We did very, very poorly. I always thought this image was like Jill and Carlos getting married and like going on like not a honeymoon, but like like a little boat trip to get away from all the craziness and insanity. But apparently they never met again, I assume, unless the new continuity changes. Maybe we'll read a file or something in Requiem near the end, especially if by some miracle she shows up or someone who knows her shows up. Maybe we'll learn a bit more. But yeah, I always assumed they were getting married, because why else would she have a white dress on and be on a what looks like a cruise or like a boat with Carlos? But I guess they never actually spoke to each other again. Maybe they went their separate ways, or maybe he just didn't want to have anything to deal with the fight against bioweapons, and she decided to stick in the BSAA, which as it turns out was actually a huge, hideous mistake once Wesker got his hands on her. But that's neither here nor there. She followed Chris, and Chris is kind of a dumbass, so that's what you get sometimes when you follow brave but very stupid soldiers in some respects. Because you can tell Chris sometimes as plain doesn't have any common sense whatsoever. We saw that plenty in Resident Evil Village. He just has no common sense at times, and so if you are a person who has common sense like Jill, sometimes you're better off not following him. You know, even if he is your good friend and you know, partner in the bioterrorist organization, like some of his ideas are not good at all. He is not the brightest of guys. Let's put it that way. You can play the extra game. Mercenaries, you got the boutique key and the costume. Epilogue. Let's see which one they give us. After escaping the city, Jill set out to join Chris Redfield. However, all she found was an empty hideout of Chris's. On the floor with Chris's knife, Jill left without hesitation because she firmly believes that Chris is still alive. She will search for him until she finds him. Then they can go and put it into Umbrella. Okay, so we always get this one first. Then we get some of the others involving Leon, Sherry, Hunk, of all people, Ada, you know, stuff like that. But we gotta beat the game 8 times. I am not playing this thing 8 times in a row. Hell no. Hell freaking no. She also looks good in that pantsuit. Or they're supposed to be like combat pants and a jacket, or they're not jeans, right? I know that those are combat boots, but she looks good in that outfit. They should have made that an unlockable outfit instead of the white one that they did. Even though I do like the white one in the game, like they should have put this one in as well. Like the game's only what, like 700 megabytes at most. Like they would have had space for it. That might take up what, like 1 kilobyte of 5 kilobytes of memory. They would have had space to put it on there, especially if they sacrificed the white outfit or the leather one that nobody likes. Everybody hates that leather outfit, so I don't even know why they put that one in there. I know why the Regina one is there. People were going thirsty for Regina back in the day, and they still do. Those few who play Dino Crisis, but they should have put this outfit in it. But see, there you go. She's following after Chris, and we know Chris is alive because he said in his diary outright that he was going to Umbrella headquarters in Europe with Barry. So obviously he just went there with Barry instead. So you know where he is. And of course, then they can go and put it into Umbrella, and it turns out that Wesker is actually the one that ends up being the guy who really puts an end to Umbrella, because he testifies before the US government in a court case and basically has their funds frozen, and that's it for Umbrella. So it's funny that they had this epilogue file making it seem, oh, Chris and Jill are gonna embark on this epic mission to take down Umbrella, and then no, it ends up being Wesker who actually does them in, when he just goes and simply testifies in court before the US government. That's all he needs to do. They do show the mission in Umbrella Chronicles to take down the latest and last bioweapon that they developed, you know, the Tyrant that can actually use guns and rocket launchers, and it's pretty much as smart as a regular human. So it basically is, for all intents and purposes, their best bioweapon ever from a technical standpoint that they created. But it's obvious that once Wesker turned on them, they would have been taken down no matter what, because he gave the government every information he had in exchange, I guess, for immunity, which is why he's allowed to roam free and kind of continue on with those plans of wiping out the whole human race and killing billions of people, because he basically traded his safety for information to the government. He gave them the information he had that incriminated an Umbrella, and they basically let him walk free without any consequences. So even though Jill and Chris do attack the base in Russia, it's called something like the Russian Caucasus base or something like that, but even though they do attack that, and Wesker attacks it at the same time, and Wesker, I believe, is it Wesker or is it Chris and Jill? I think it might be Wesker who actually kills the ultimate bioweapon there, not Chris and Jill. But either way, it was actually Wesker who took them down by giving the government the information they needed to basically freeze their assets. So yeah, it says Chris and Jill didn't really accomplish their mission. Wesker accomplished it for them, even though he was just furthering his own plans. Isn't that funny? And then he goes on to try to wipe out like 6 billion people or 8 billion people. All because the stupid US government let him walk free. I guess they figured they didn't have enough blackmail material on them before, since William died before he could, you know, go over to the side of the US government. I'm guessing he would have given them the leverage to kind of remove Umbrella from the board and take them out that way. But since he died, or got turned into that monster and then he died, I guess they just needed more info, so they went with Wesker. And he testified and basically screwed Umbrella over. And that's why 5 years later in RE4, or 6 years later, whenever Leon just quickly summarizes what happens to Umbrella and how they were finished after they got their funds shut down or frozen. So yeah, that epic final game against Umbrella never really materialized until we had like the little mini section in the Umbrella Chronicles where Chris and Jill do actually go after that Russian base. Yeah, so that is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Pretty good game overall. It's still fabulous after all these years. Like I said, I still think this is the proper official Resident Evil 3. Some people want it to be Code Veronica, but that game is so flawed and it's so heavily uninteresting in some parts. You know, the story's kind of whatever, it's all over the place. Like Claire just feels weird. You know, it's just she took a step in badass in that game, fighting almost like a spy, but at the same time she's also so helpless and naive. It just feels weird after her portrayal in the original RE2. And then we have Steve, who is just a complete abomination of a character, and like literally one of the worst characters ever made for video games. It's just no, like I just cannot stomach that game. And I think trying to turn it into Resident Evil 3, saying, oh, this is the real Resident Evil 3, well, I guess Capcom doesn't agree, because there's a reason they've never revisited that game again, except for like one section in Darkside Chronicles. They did have the whole RE2 Survivor dream scenario where it's a dream that Steve is having, and you go through their blasting zombies alongside Claire. The game's literally like an hour long. It's literally like 1 hour long, but other than that, there's gotta be a reason I was about to say Comcast. There's gotta be a reason Capcom has never revisited that game, and I think because they know how shit it is in certain parts. Like, is it an overall terrible game? No, of course not. But the thing is, like, it's just not on the same level as the other original RE games. It doesn't compare. And so I'm perfectly fine and satisfied having this be the official Resident Evil 3. Because this is, I know the director said he feels like it's not worthy because they didn't put enough time, and they only developed the game in like a year or a year and a half. You know, they didn't really have the normal development time that they would. So I get his reasons for feeling that way, but I still think he did a much better job on this than the Code Veronica crew did on theirs. And I think it turned out pretty spectacular for what is really a short Resident Evil game that's almost a side story. I think they did pretty great, and like I said, this will always remain one of my top 5 favorite Resident Evil games. Like, it's pretty much remake of 1, RE2, the remake of 2. Like I said, they're either tied or they're 2 and 3, one or the other. You have this, and then you have RE7. I kind of used to rank RE7 above RE3, but then I've gone back and played RE3 a couple times and I realized it blows 7 out of the water. Even with Jack Baker and some of the weird stuff you see in that game, it still blows 7 out of the water. So I think those would be my top 5. If I don't count 2 and the remake of 2 as one single entry, if I divide them up and put them 2 and 3, I think those are my top 5. RE1 remake, RE2 remake, RE4, and RE7. Even though 7 kind of turns to crap once you reach the boat, but before that it's mostly good. I'd put the remake of 4 on there, but the thing is, the remake of 4 has some things that just bug the hell out of me and many other players. The way you can get stun locked in Mercenaries, the way some of the boss fights Leon faces in the game are absolute shit. They're not really well designed, so there's just too much wrong with that game for me to include it in the top 5, like maybe the top 7. But I think for top 5, those are my games. You know, those are the ones I consider to be the absolute best of what Resident Evil should be. Not what it is nowadays, what it should be at its highest point. So yeah, that's it for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis for now. We're going to do one more video after this. But it'll be a shorter video because it'll be the one for Mercenaries. We'll do that. See, there you go. We have next game for our subsequent playthrough. Basically new game plus. But we're not going to tackle that until we earn some cash in Mercenaries, and then buy the assault rifle so we can fight Nemesis at that first boss fight. So we'll do that much later. The next playthrough, we'll do it much later. We're just gonna do for now one more video of Mercenaries so you can see the game again, and we can earn some cash and purchase that assault rifle. And then I'm gonna concentrate exclusively on RE Requiem for now, because that's I think I'm close to halfway done through that game, but it's not an overly long game. It's actually pretty short, but since I'm having to balance it with this and Blood Omen 2 and the games I was doing before, so that's why it's taking a bit of time. So I'm gonna try to focus mainly on Blood Omen 2 and Requiem for the next week or so, and then we'll get back to this and give it another playthrough. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoy the playthrough. I hope you enjoy this game. It's still pretty decent. And like I said, that's it for now. I will see you again next time, probably on either Blood Omen 2 or Resident Evil Requiem. So yeah, see you later and take care, everyone. This game is, I think it's still on sale on GOG. So yeah, if you don't have it for PC or even PSN, I think it's on sale on PSN. So either way, be sure to pick it up, because I think this is still a pretty great Resident Evil game, and I think it's well worth your time and money, especially for less than $10. It's a real gem from the PS1 days. So go ahead and play it again if you haven't played it in a few years. So see you later, everyone.